Meanwhile, the American President Joe Biden has said that he is pretty much convinced in his mind. The Russian President Vladimir Putin has made up his mind to invade into Ukraine, and that invasion, he says, can happen any time in the next few coming days. Listen in.
But the fact remains, Russian troops currently have Ukraine surrounded from Belarus along the Russian border and with Ukraine to the Black Sea in the south and all of its border. Look, we have reason to believe that Russian forces are planning to and intend to attack Ukraine in the coming week, in the coming days. We believe that they will target Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, a city of 2.8 million innocent people.
And do you have any indication about whether President Putin has made a decision on whether to invade? Do you feel confident that he hasn't made that decision already?
As of this moment, I'm convinced he's made the decision. We have reason to believe that.
President Biden said that this assessment was in fact based on American intelligence that suggested that Ukraine's capital Kiev could be targeted. Speaking at the White House, Biden also reiterated what US and NATO allies have been warning about in recent days, that Russia will try to spread false flag operations to try and build a pretext to carry out a military strike into Ukraine. Now, Biden's comments are the strongest to date about the inevitability of a possible Russian invasion, and it comes after a phone call with NATO allies. Interestingly, the leaders again have pledged to continue pursuing diplomacy while preparing for a swift, coordinated economic sanctions on Russia should Russia choose to further resolve the conflict. The United States have ever maintained that the window of diplomacy still remains open and that it is not too late to return to the negotiating table. In fact, the next meeting of the top diplomats is likely to be held on the 24th of February in Europe between the foreign ministers Anthony Blinken and Sergei Lavrov on the condition that there is no invasion. Russia, for its part, continues to maintain that it is not planning an invasion and that such a rhetoric by the United States and other Western nations is simply pure hysteria. And WION's correspondent Susan Tehrani has been tracking the story very closely for us and gets us this report from New York. Listen in.
U.S. President Joe Biden now says he's convinced that Vladimir Putin has made up his mind and will attack Ukraine in earnest. Speaking in front of reporters in a televised speech on Friday afternoon, the president, citing U.S. intelligence, said, quote, "We believe that they will target Ukraine's capital, Kiev." He made another call and plea for diplomacy. However, U.S. officials now say the prospects of bringing the two sides to the negotiating table to find some sort of middle ground remains grim. This while President of Russia, Vladimir Putin, also says that he hopes they can find a diplomatic path forward to the current standoff. Still, after President Biden held another urgent last-minute call with European leaders, it seems both sides are convinced that the European continent is on the brink of a large-scale war, the largest conflict perhaps since World War II. As the West works on the initial sanctions package in case Russia does go ahead and invade Ukraine, the Russians say that they don't plan on staging that incursion. However, Russia will have a military drill this weekend. Susan Tehrani reporting from New York for WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.